Schadenfreude gamers, Steve here, and today we're going to be screwing around in Kerbal Space Program X. The X stands for mods. We've got a whole lot of mods. A whole lot of mods. Too many mods for me to even remember them off the top of my head, so I'm not going to bother. We'll put them in the description. In the meantime, I'm just going to get started here. Where am I? Here's some saved. And we're starting from the very beginning. We haven't run the campaign since the campaign mode really started to take off. It's been a while since I played, so I'm a little bit rusty. And I'm at the very beginning of the career mode here, so there's not going to be a lot for me to do. Nope, we got that. I'm not going to run it. I considered doing a tutorial video, but it turns out that I couldn't possibly do a video any better, tutorial any better than Scott Manley. So if you're looking for a video on how to actually play the game, go to Scott Manley's YouTube channel. He's got way better tutorials than I could ever possibly build for you. Instead, we're just going to make a down and dirty ship because these first couple of flights are so tediously boring. Because this is it. This is all there is. I don't have any more parts to use. That's it. That's all I got. So we're going to name this RIP. RIP, of course, does not stand for anything other than rushed into production. Why would you think it stood for? We're going to back out. For one thing, I do have a whole lot of mods in here, like I said, so it's going to increase the difficulty dramatically. But one thing I need to do, because the three hero characters, the Jebediah, the Bill, and the Bob, are all respawnable, I want to actually not use them as much as I can. That's an interesting one. Tom Free. Franklin Kerman seems like a good one. We'll go with that for now. So I don't want to use any of the heroes just because they're capable of surviving. Now I'm not going to be throwing Kerbals away. I do want them to survive as often as possible, but you know, mistakes happen, things happen. Kerbals are a little bit reckless. Who's going to be our first? Kearney seems like he'll take the test flight. Alright, Kearney Kerman. You're in for one hell of a treat. Maybe. If it ever loads. Don't crash on me. I'm pretty much at the... There it is. I'm pretty much at the maximum limit of the number of mods that I can get, and that's actually starting to cause trouble. You see this pink over here. That brings up a couple of pink icons now and then. I have no idea what they're from, what's going on with those. So not really sure what to do about that. Let's get my map set up. Yeah, like right here. I have no idea what's with these pink things. Info. Oh, right. Don't have an altimeter. Still don't know why. So this is going to be a simple engine test. Why we couldn't do this on the ground? Why we don't have docking clamps or launch clamps so that I could just do this without having to shoot this guy off into the ocean in completely untested technology is anyone's guess. But while we're here, we need to spam some science, because science is the currency of the Kerbal Space Center, at least for the moment. We haven't gotten the new stuff yet, the mission control and all that kind of stuff. We haven't gotten that. Okay, store that. We'll do an EVA report, and we'll store that. And get back on board. Alright. Rad status is high. What is causing this much radiation this close to the ground? Kearney, is there something you would like to say before we launch you into the ocean here, buddy? No? Alright. Then we will launch in 3, 2, 1. So it really is a simple test flight. We're not even burning the engine at anywhere close to its rate. And I have, among other things, I have Ferram Aerospace turned on, which is why I'm being really gentle with this craft, because it can tear itself apart if you're not careful. Like it wants to cause problems now. It's just not stable. It's too small. That's what she said. Kearney's a little worried there. But, you know, he should be. It is untested technology after all. Jeez, lock that down. Altitude, we're not quite in space, but we certainly are higher in the atmosphere than most Kerbals are probably used to. And we'll just let the fuel run out, because that's part... There it goes. Okay, flame out so that we are out of juice. I cannot possibly take an EVA report this close to the ground, but I can take a crew report. I don't know if it's going to stabilize or not. I see starlight. 33 kilometers in the air. Let's see where our apoapse is. Not going to quite get into space there, Kearney, but you are the first rocket jockey of our new program, so congratulations. Yeah, now he's happy. This craft is not quite stable enough aerodynamically for it to center the way it should. It should be automatically centering on the direction of travel, and it's not, so I'm very noisily trying to keep it corrected, using my autopilot whenever I need to. Kerbal Space Program veterans will notice among the icons down here, I've got the Kerbal Chatterer, which is what the radio traffic you're hearing is. Just adds a little bit of extra flavor. The Navball, I'm using the enhanced Navball, which helps for navigation and such. I am also using the docking alignment system, which will come into play much later. I've never used it before, but man, I've seen it used, and it's got to be 100,000 times better than the standard system. Coming back in on approach here, getting ready to do a parachute drop, I think. I think I'll just do it early, because I don't want to gather too much speed. Yep, I think I'll pop it. Oh, still too high for it to deploy. Alright. Let's manually get it centered. There we go. Alright, how far out are we? We'll be landing pretty well smack in the middle of the ocean, which is great. Kerbal Beautifier obviously is another mod. It's where all these clouds are coming from, because let's face it, clouds. I have TAC, what is this? TAC Life Support, which is what all these guys here are. A bunch of additional life support options. I have oxygen now that I need to watch out for. I have water, food supplies. The electricity is a problem already just because of how early it is in the game. But you run out of electricity, you die eventually. Run out of food, you die. Water, you die. So there's no leaving Kerbals up in space for, you know, ever. Now you have to watch out for that kind of stuff. What else do I have here while we're on descent? I have Kerbal Engineer, which I didn't put the engineering module on here yet because I don't really need it this early, but I will soon. I have Kerbal Alarm Clock, which again will come into play later. Crew Manifest. I still don't know what this is for. I don't know whether this is for the Kethane mod. I just heard a beep. That might be Kethane. Nope, it's a Chatterer. I don't know whether this Megajoule Power Manager is for the Kethane mod or if it's for Kerbal Interstellar. The VAB Thermal Helper, I think, is for Interstellar. And I've got P9 Aerospace, which gives me a bunch of new parts that are awesome looking. I've got Fustek, which gives us a bunch of station parts. I've got the KW Rocketry, which mostly for what I wanted it for. Shrouds and things like that, aerodynamic shrouds. The entire engine section blew apart there, but that's okay, because we are down. And Kearney's going to take a little swim, because we need to spam some more sites. Take an EV report, take a surface sample, even though you know exactly what this stuff is. Right. Take all the data, store all the data, and get back. Oh, no, get. Grab it. Grab it. What are you doing? Well, I guess it's underwater or something. Alright, that's fine. No big deal. We'll just have to recover these two separately. So he's got all the data. He doesn't have any data. Let's just recover our pilot here. Now, unfortunately, we sacrificed a little bit of science there because we didn't get a chance to do one last crew report. But we'll have lots and lots of opportunities to do that later. And we'll cover that. Alright, so total of 30 science from that. So now let's go to the research center. Successful flight, by the way. Congratulations, Kearney Kerman is the first almost Kerbonaut. In fact, let's bring up Final Frontier. Final Frontier gives us all of our Kerbonauts experience and achievements and things like that. So Kearney has the G-Force 4 ribbon for accelerating at least 6G. I don't remember 6G. Alright, whatever. It might have been actually when parachute deployed. Splashdown ribbon awarded for splashdown of a vessel in water. First Kerbal surface EVA ribbon awarded for being first Kerbal taking footsteps on Kerbal, which that doesn't seem right, but I'm not going to really cause a problem over that. Let's get our science. So there's obviously no choice here. I need to have that one. But from here, I have 25 science, and this one costs 20. You've got some Ulage motors, but you've also got a lot of liquid fuels from KW Rocketry. The Sepratron, which is important, but not for the moment. The aerodynamics package gives you nose cones and radial decouplers, which is actually going to be super important for me. And then this one here gives us radial parachutes, an upper stage motor, which I really like using. I need that radial decoupler, though, because I can't really do much of anything right at the moment. 18 science. We'll do that. And then what comes up next? We've got some stabilizers. We got some nose. Here's the fairings I was talking about. What's this? This is MechJeb. This is an advanced flight computer. And we got a cockpit. We've got our first pro body there. And then the launch clamps here, another radial decoupler. Struts are incredibly important. I'm gonna probably want to do that one next. 45 sounds, so alright. Successful first flight. Let's take another one. We'll use the Mark 1 as our base here. I did. Stack decoupler to separate the capsule from the rest of the ship. No wheels yet. How about... Unfortunately, I've only got this big honking engine, which is not great for maneuvering in space. How about... we don't need that. Let's do a small one instead. Decoupler. The heat shield on the capsule that's built in is there's a deadly reentry also. So the heat shields are going to be important to me. The heat shield that's built into the capsule is actually pretty decent. I think I'm going to try for orbit. Without thrust vectoring. And we need these two. And this is possibly going to end up being a very interesting flight. And I don't know if I'm ready for using the mystery goo yet. I should probably, but I don't have a lot of power to use it. I'm not going to be able to stay up into space very long. Just because I don't have any battery packs, I don't have any solar panels, I've got nothing to generate energy except for the engines while they're burning. So I'm going to keep science for now as a later thing. And instead, I'm just going to double check all of my staging here. Staging is very important. Yes, yes, yes. Actually, we should probably leave that in its own separate stage. Okay. I think I'm ready. I'm gonna try for orbit. It's gonna be a low orbit, but it'll be in orbit. And unfortunately, I don't have any lights unlocked yet, so it's gonna be a dark flight. In the future, I'll put more lights on there so you can actually see them. Oh, and I've got Jebediah in there too, don't I? Can I change that? Kearney's already taken out. Let's say Tom Free. know what's going on. Alright, I guess Jeb's gonna have to do that. Oh shit, we're wobbling. Turn that off. See if we can get up in space very quickly before we go kaboom. Because that is a distinct possibility. Because we don't have struts to keep us level. This could be badness. 3, 2, 1, go! There goes that. Jesus. Okay, well, there goes all that. Uh-huh. Alright. How far is Jeb gonna get? Jeb's not gonna be an astronaut either. Oh, well. He's not dead. There's something there, at least. Crew report? No, that's not going to do me any good. Well, damn. Alright, get out of here. I might as well ditch that. Oh, I forgot how sensitive that is when it's just the capsule. I'll see if I can get turned around here. Stop. Okay. Gonna get our heat shield down where it should be, at least. And one of the cool things about Ferram Aerospace is that the aerodynamics of stock Kerbal Space Program are actually fairly simplistic, but Ferram Aerospace really does a great job of making them a little bit more realistic. See, I'm not doing any flight inputs whatsoever, and my capsule is already settling on its heat shield the way that it's supposed to. Aerodynamics is just doing that for me without me having to, to fight it. Which is great, especially when you consider that I have Deadly Reentry turned on too, so the heat won't be a problem here because my heat shield is always going to be pointing exactly where it needs to go just because of aerodynamics. And my parachute is also pointing exactly where it needs to be. I should probably deploy that. And Jeb, as always, is having a great old time. That's why we love you, Jeb. Nothing phases you. You just almost got completely blown the hell up by 4 boosters that still had about a quarter fuel left in them, and the entire main stage, which had not even been started yet. The main stage and the orbital stage, neither one of them had been started, and you're just happy as can be. You are lucky to be alive, man. You are lucky to be alive. And unfortunately, we're not going to get a whole lot of science out of this at all. The only science we're going to be able to do is get a crew report when we're down in the water. We can't even take a surface sample, because we've already done that in this biome. Well, that was a waste of a lot of money. And that's one reason why I'm not completely sold on the idea of the mission control system yet. When Kerbal Space Program 0.24 beta comes out eventually, we'll end up having the problem of needing money as well as science to continue the career process, and I don't know if I want to deal with that level of complexity just yet. Let's fast forward, because descent, yeah. Not a large ship, it's a very small ship. All it needs to do is go in the water. And 50 meters. Jebediah is safe in the water. Do a crew report. That's the only thing we're really able to do. And we will recover. 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 What do you mean no target? That means right now. What the deuce? Did I just lose? I think I just lost KSP. What? I don't see an icon for my ship. Weird, what the hell's going on? I don't have any control whatsoever here. Huh, okay, well. I guess something must be bugged here, because I can't interact with Jeb. Okay, well, we've got a problem. Interesting. So, okay, well, it looks like that flight didn't happen then. Congratulations, Jeb, you didn't actually crash the ship. Congratulations, engineers, you didn't actually crash the ship. Congratulations, me, I get to do all that over again. But, that's alright. I guess it could have been worse. We're going to have to end this now, because I don't know what to do since none of the buttons are working. So, I guess this is just one of those things. This is really the only time that I would end up reverting a flight. If I kill Kerbals in space, in flight, that's, that happens. But if the game kills Kerbals, well, I can't have that. And this is clearly a game issue, so I guess that means that I will have to quit and decide what to do next. But in the meantime, I consider this mission over anyway. We'll come back to this once we get our problem solved. In the meantime, my name is Steve, this is Schadenfreude Gamers, signing off.